Welcome, everyone. I hope everyone had a great holiday. Welcome to ASTROSMASHED Mondays. Almost got that out of my mouth. And as always, we have Papa Pete.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
And joining us, ASTROSMASH.
Yo.
What's happening?
Oh, not much. Just what's popping? There you go.
What is popping?
Little inside baseball. People don't know. We have these little conversations off the air that are hilarious.
Talking about the difference between Coke, soda, and pop. So
Tab. What? Where does Tab fall? Where does that?
Tab's in its own category. That's just a beautiful thing.
I don't want, dude. I don't want to insult Tab. I didn't mean anything by that. I just.
Tab existed before Diet Coke even existed.
Yeah, it was to me. It's still the better tasting soda, pop. Coke.
I drank Tab when I was a kid. Like I haven't seen it in many years, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. Yeah. It was like Special K, but it was soda. I don't
know. You love the K soda, right?
I do.
Fan. You are a big fan.
I am a fan. Vintage 2021.
That's a good year. That's a good. Well, no, it's not actually.
I always drink Dr. K when I play my Jaguar.
Jan says, I have a question. The Intellivision flashback, is the Intellivision flashback an official television product, and how does it compare? Yes, it is. Well, it was Intellivision Productions, which was Keith Robinson's company before Tommy acquired it. That was still from the original, kept getting sold and held on to. But it was their, I think they were trying to, wasn't it? I don't know if you remember, Pete, weren't they trying to fund something by selling the flashbacks?
Well, they were really building towards an Intellivision flashback too, as well. But it was an official Intellivision product in as far as they went to At Games, gave them the license. At Games was the creator of the product, which create tons of products, right? And they worked with them hand in hand to make the best product possible. Was it an official Intellivision product? It was officially endorsed and supported by Intellivision, if not actually produced by Intellivision.
Yep.
If that makes sense. But I think a lot of the money in the line was At Games. But I'm not, or a combination of the two.
And I'd say graphically, it looks pretty fantastic, pretty accurate of everything. There's some sounds. There's a few sounds I'm not happy with, but I can look past them for most games. Like the buzz, they don't have the buzz. It's more of like a I don't know, like a meh or something. Yeah.
It's not a it's more of a meh.
It's like a meh.
Instead of a meh.
Mega Dan 29. Dude, Mega Dan does some awesome streams. He was streaming this Switch game. It's like a boss battle game of, forgot what it was called, Mecha Termination or something. Mecha Termination? I don't know, but it was like these giant robot things that you had to fight, and you had like a little dude like Contra. Really interesting. He's been streaming some good ones, man.
I watched him stream. I watched the beginning of his Cowboy Kid stream. I think it was just yesterday. After we get home, and I thought I was watching live for a minute, then I realized it was starting up again, and he was pretty downtrodden because he was pretty pissed off that he was having to start this game for the third time. He was just having some issues with the stream. I think the stream was kicking him out or whatever like that. Then it ended up being like 4-hour streams. So I love watching Mega Dan streams. Like he plays some of these games, and it's like friggin' awesome to watch somebody who's so damn good at these games play them. I enjoy that. I really do. My wife will say to me, I don't understand, like you like watching other people. You hear this all the time. Why do people like watching other people play video games? And I don't know. I just do. I like video games, and when somebody's really good at it, I understand how difficult it is. I love watching it, frankly. I love Mega Dan is one of the best ones to watch.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's funny because like when my buddy comes by, like I'll get a new game, whether it be Switch or even Intellivision or whatever. We'll get into it and I'll play for a bit and I'll screw up whatever, and then he'll grab it and he'll be like, oh, and he'll find another thing, and like we were doing Sidney Hunter and the Sacred Tribes, and he was getting real far, and I pulled out the map, that Intellivision homebrew, and we're playing it. Next thing in the middle, he's like, "You want to take over?" I'm like, "No, I'm watching you, man. Just go. I want to see what happens here, So I can understand in real life, you do that a lot without even realizing it, watching your friends play or go through so many levels and maybe help them along with a map. But
I do have one beef with Megadan, though.
Uh-oh.
Big beef with Megadan. He promised me an outro video about a year ago. He owes me one outro video for my channel, so we'll get that from him. We'll get that. I know we will, Dan.
Don't mess with Papa Pete.
What the hell? Love that. Oh my god.
Now think about it. You guys do too.
Yeah. Heck, I'll do it anytime. I'll do whatever. I'll do the silliest thing.
I haven't been picking any up lately. I've been using a lot of the same ones. I got to get some new ones from you guys, and I got to get Megadans too. So I will. I love using them.
So what did everybody get for Christmas as far as some cool retro games or
I got that thing in the back. I don't know if you can see it sitting up there.
Oh yeah.
Is that the Dreamcast 2?
No.
I can't tell what it is.
Oculus.
Oh, here, hold on.
Right?
It's because my screen's not.
Make it big now. Oh.
Now I see it.
You ever see that
Wrong
old
channel.
Yeah, never mind. It's the Oculus 2. My brother gave it to me, like completely surprised me. I was like, what the hell? I've been playing with it a little bit. I got a little bit sick on the fake roller coaster last night.
They got roller coasters? That'd be fun.
Yeah, they got roller coasters. Oh, dude, it's so much better than I expected. It's very, very good.
Yeah, the Flamingo is perky. He's got some really evil plans, and I'm very scared. He's going to be making a lot more appearances on the show, if you will.
What's with the Flamingo? What is that?
I don't know. I'm just crazy, man.
Fair enough.
He talks to me, all right? And it's never good things.
What would the voice of the Flamingo be like? Would it be more like, or would it be like, I am the Flamingo? I mean, how would the Flamingo talk?
How about like Toucan Sam?
Real nasally. He's real
nasally.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chuck, what are you doing? How come I never get to play any games with you, Chuck?
All right, I think you might be the Flamingo now.
All right. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I guess I've earned it. Whatever that means.
Oh man, Michael, you had the big C. Yeah, that sucks, man. I've had it before. I know a couple more friends that just got it again. So, dude,
everybody, it's like going around. It's like it's crazy right now. It's like wildfire.
Yeah, it is. Well, I heard that new one is like the Omicron Persei.
I don't know if we should talk about it though, because people get real upset.
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to say it on Nintendo. Wow, I don't know where I got that from. On YouTube. But anyway, I heard it's supposed to be a milder thing of it or whatever. Yeah. It is like the Chucky doll. It's quite the new thing.
Chucky doll.
I have a little Chucky. He's like a cheap one. He's like stuffed, but I wouldn't mind. Those things are expensive.
The Chucky doll has two voices. It has the little kid voice and then the psychotic.
The Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah. Which would that'd be funny if the Flamingo had two voices like that too. Hey, what's up, Chuck? And then, hey, guess what? Look, you've ignored me for too long, Chucky boy.
He's actually fully inflated now.
As are we all.
What I had to go through for that. Well, Michael, I'm glad you're home and breathing and safe and not in the hospital, man. That's I know how it is.
Yeah, really.
I didn't get it bad enough to go in the hospital last year. I got it just the week before Thanksgiving. So going into Thanksgiving, I just sat home. I have a friend of mine. She's at home right now during Christmas. Can't see any of her family. Got it for the second time.
It's terrible. I was about to laugh at
Flamingo. Want to play?
Yeah, but he said pay, and it takes on a whole different context.
Oh, but play.
Yes, play. That's much better.
But so you got Oculus. So Pete, what did you end up getting for Christmas?
One thing that I got's right here. I actually sort of went to work on that beforehand. But that right there is, let's put it the right way if you can see it, the Square Painter Original.
Ooh.
I don't know if anybody's familiar with his channel. He goes around all the conventions, does the squares, and does all kinds of 8-bit art like that.
And that's Super Blood Hockey, right?
That's just from ice hockey.
Oh, that's from ice hockey. I got the other game in my brain all the time. So.
Yeah, but it matches the one that I got from a few years ago, the Kung Fu one.
That is what an awesome piece of art, man. That is so cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. It's he does lots of them. If you don't follow him on, check him out on Facebook. He releases new paintings all the time, sells them on Etsy. Again, original works of art from every size, from 9x9 to friggin' huge.
That's
friggin' huge. I like that.
It's friggin' huge.
It's friggin' huge.
What's your favorite Magic title on the original television? Mine was always. I have two. I can't just do one. I'd have to say Microsurgeon, Beauty and the Beast, and Demon Attack.
Demon Attack. Legit.
And mine is Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Oh, shoot, that's great too.
No substitution for Atlantis.
There you go. We're gonna get that made.
I know. Eventually, it'll happen.
Michael, he did play some Ms. Pac-Man earlier. Well, that's cool.
I've got that on my Ultimate Flashback. Someone was asking about the flashback earlier. I don't find the same sound problems with the Ultimate Flashback that I found with the actual flashback itself. The flashback, I don't know what it used for a emulator, but I think it was based on the JZI and TV probably program, or maybe obviously Nostalgia or something else. But certainly the Ultimate Flashback, which is absolutely based upon the JZI and TV, it works very well.
Yeah, that's the one I use on my Pi on my arcade, and it's pretty accurate. Like I haven't ran into any problems as far as I only have it set up for one player, but torn between Atlantis and Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. There's not really a bad one. The ones I'm less familiar with would be Nova Blast, Swords and Serpents, Dragonfire, Ice Trek. A lot of them I just have, and I played them once and never really got into them.
Dragonfire is good. I like Dragonfire.
Do you like Dragonfire? Now, Dragonfire I find very sort of, I mean, a lot of the games back in that day and age were repetitious and monotonous, but I never, ever enjoyed Dragonfire. We had it way back when, too. It was just one that we didn't go to very often, and they even played it quite a bit. A little while back, I was making some sounds for the Intellivision Aries podcast, who will all be live on my channel tomorrow night. Got to plug that. But making some sounds, playing Dragonfire. It's like, I can remember why I really didn't care for this one a whole lot. But
I never would have pegged you for a Dragonfire hater.
You gotta have some hate somewhere, man. You gotta have some hate somewhere. And I don't hate it. I just don't love it as much as the others.
Well, here's one. Lance Jennings says, "Is Fathom any good?" Now, I do not have Fathom. What was that like? Wasn't that skiing, like a cross country skiing type thing?
No,
or am I thinking? No, I'm thinking Ice Track.
We're trying to get the 3 pieces of the Trident and rescue Neptune's daughter from the sea.
I
fathoms of the sea, 20 fathoms below the sea. It's very expensive. I've never not played it very much at all. I've played it once, so I can't really judge upon it. I've watched the videos and stuff, but it looks okay. But certainly was never one of their higher rated ones.
And you got that? You have Fathom?
I do. Yeah,
that's cool.
That's the most. That right there is of the 14 Magic games. That's the Grail.
Yeah, I almost had a chance to get Tropical Trouble. That one, it was up on eBay, but then it just kept going up and going up, and I was like, it gets. Hey, it's Coco.
Coco was working away under the screen.
Your head sticking out there.
I think we've been away, and Coco's been looking for some attention.
Jan, it was the video game crash, and then you had Nintendo coming in right in after that, and kind of something totally different. What's happening? One more quarter. What's happening? My thumbs are a gaming hangover. My thumbs are pounding. I like that. The Fathom manual had some awesome centerfold art. You know, the Microsurgeon had a good centerfold in that too.
I love centerfolds.
Live in the Moment says, "Cy, what games do you like on Oculus?"
Well, I've only played it a little bit. Beat Saber's pretty cool. The Star Wars game is pretty cool. The one with Darth Vader. The plank is pretty cool actually, where you walk the plank and you fall off a building.
Oh, that's got to be like crazy to be like, whoa.
It's not bad. I haven't played a whole bunch of stuff, but people have been recommending some different games. There's a golf game people seem to think is really good.
I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, there's some racing games. I did get sick on the fake roller coaster. I didn't think I would. Like, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I get sick from this Oculus," and I'm like, I don't know. I think I'll be okay. Nah. I went on this roller coaster that was like you're going through like Jurassic Park or whatever, and I made it about 5 minutes in, and then it was like, "Oh shoot, this is and I actually had to stop. I had to take it off.
I don't know anybody other than like you and some people on here, but like I don't know anyone locally that has one. I'd love to just see what it's all about.
It's better than I thought it would be. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
Born says, "Does Papa Pete ever use a smoking pipe in his skits?"
I haven't yet, but you never know.
We got to
do a Sherlock Holmes skit.
You got to get like a smoking jacket. You need a fireplace and a rocking chair.
But I don't want to protest. I smoked for 13 years and 12 days, and yes, April 16th, 1986 until April 28th, 1999. I haven't had a cigarette since, and so I probably won't haul the pipe out.
Well,
I'm about 10 years no smoking, so like I get offended by cigarette smoke. I'm so like over it now.
Yeah.
Yes, Jan, the original Intellivision actually is very durable. There's a lot of them that fire right up, no problems.
I was going to say,
the type of parts they were made with at the time and relative simplicity compared to modern day systems sort of attributes to that fact too.
Yeah, and they're like, if you open them up, there's like solid metal plates and like they're like legit. I got to open one up to mod it soon, and I'm gonna have to break those solder joints too, and it's not gonna be fun. So Nick Geeks with Cash has one. Says he's about to do a small series of video. Though that's cool. That's good.
Lance wants to know favorite Activision title. Oof. Ooh. I mean, I could go with the basic, like Pitfall, but I mean that's kind of was on everything. I'm gonna go with the Dreadnought Factor.
Ooh, that's a good game. I got that game. That's a good one. Is that Activision?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not that, I'm gonna go with, just to be different, Worm Whomper, because it's a great game too.
Everybody keeps telling me I've never played that game, Worm Whomper. Everybody keeps
saying I need to get it still.
It is it's very fast-paced, but very smooth and just a lot of fun. You always feel like you're in control. Some super fast-paced games, actually, they did some sort of trick to make it so you can actually move double the speed of normal games under that programming. But somehow they managed to make it so you feel under control the whole time. And that's a bit of an art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Centipede, it sort of seems like it gets away on you sometimes when you're moving too fast. But this is, face it, it's really a Centipede kind of feel to it. But I like it better than Centipede. And I've not gotten into it very far either. Not really done very well on it, but.
Yeah, I got to get that.
Lance says the original System 3 that his dad bought in late 86, early 87 still works. I got my System 3. It's the one that's kind of running, that I run my homebrews on now till I mod my other one. And speaking of that, I want to go over, I got some, so I just did some business on Intellivisioncollector.com, and look at as it scrolls down there. Yeah, talking to Luke on here all the time. So I got a hold of him finally, and I was like, I need to get some you know, and I did this on my Christmas show, but still, I finally got a copy of River Raid, Activision River Raid, which I did not have. And then I got the 2 Dextels. I got the World Cup Soccer, which I never had.
Dextel. Ooh, Dextels. Ooh.
Dextels. Oh, this is brand new. Championship Tennis. Another Dextel one. So now I got both those. Then I got another. Dude, this one I had to have. I'm getting there. Only thing I have to get is that Spiker and a couple others. But the Super Pro Series, Super Pro Decathlon complete inbox, and it is in great shape.
Wow.
And then I had not had this, believe it or not. I think I had it at one point and then ended up selling it like an idiot. But now I have it again, and it's Thunder Castle.
Why would you sell that?
It was when I was like, oh, Intellivision's old. I'm going to get something different, and these will never be worth anything. And then the whole reason that I did place my order was because I wanted this homebrew, and I cannot wait to play it. And that is Wizard of War for the Intellivision with IntelliVoice.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got IntelliVoice, right?
Yeah, and Luke's actually sending me an IntelliVoice too.
Nice.
Oh, you don't have? Oh, okay. You don't have the IntelliVoice yet?
I had one, and something happened to it, and I've looked everywhere and cannot find it. And what'll happen is I'll get it, and then a month later I'll be like, oh, here it is. But I literally looked and boxed it.
You got to make up like a really good story. You'd be like, I had the IntelliVoice, but we got in this huge argument, and I was like, no, you. This house is my house. You don't run this house, and it was like, I do what I want. You're like, no. Anyway,
maybe how the Flamingo uses the IntelliVoice to communicate. And this was another great one. And that kind of got thrown in here and as a present, I guess. And that's one I never had. Is Scooby-Doo's Maze Chase.
Ooh.
So now that's the second ECS game I have, and I need to get the computer module.
I'm very jealous of these games that you have, Chuck. You have some really good stuff.
So now they look great. I had to pull them off the shelf for this, but oh my God, they're starting to fill up again. And I think I'm going to really get into doing some more homebrew pickups this year. I really think that the homebrews are just where it's at right now for the Intellivision. I mean, why not enjoy them while you have, when they come out,
Well, if you figure out how I can get my hands on that dang Castlevania, like that Intellivision, please let me know, because I would like to get that game.
Yeah.
But
I know they were trying to restock it. Every time they restock, it sells out so quick.
Yeah.
And it really,
he still has on his site that he's going to have more of the Intellivision.
I think it's all fake news. I think it's like a ruse. What is it? A scam. It's a scam.
It's a scam. Everything's gone from RevSite and Television Revolution over to Tab Loco on the Flamingo. Why not? Everything's gone from RevSite over to Intellivision.us, which is actually Intelligent Vision. And they're supposed to be having more Intellivision in the near future. So We'll see how that goes.
I really want it. And that Mega Man one. Remember we were talking about that Mega Man one?
Yeah, I want to get that too. What's up, Saggy? Thanks for stopping by. Listen to us. Listen to us old men talking about our classic game console.
Yeah.
Back in my day, video games, you had to use your imagination to play the video games.
Module to make them talk.
The graphics look like Legos.
But that's what I love about the homebrews is they just try new ways to make the same graphical limits, but push them in newer ways, like Princess Quest, which, oh my God, if I could only find a copy of Princess Quest, good God.
Where did I see that recently?
That is a beautiful, beautiful looking game. It plays kind of, I know what used to be a game, I think on a computer.
Yeah.
Was it a Commodore or a couple of computer systems had it back in the 80s, but
like that,
it looks really good. It kind of just reminds me of like a Intellivision Ghosts and Goblins. Is what it kind of.
Ooh, they got to make a Intellivision Ghosts and Goblins.
There you go.
They got to do. Oh man, good idea.
They did that in Intellivision so well, man. It was so similar to the. I mean, mind you, it's Intellivision graphics, but they pushed it to almost be close to the NES. That was best as they could. And it was like, I was like so proud. Whoever did that, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because it looks so beautiful. And the case is so glossy and shiny.
I heard it has Castlevania music too. Like
it's beautiful, man. And I haven't really played all the way. The only
I feel like y'all are. What is it? What is it? What's the expression the kids use for like when you brag about something and you? I can't remember what it's called. I feel what is Saggy? You know what I'm talking about. If you're in the chat still,
programmed by Matthew Steele.
I feel like y'all are flexing on me. Papa Pete is flexing.
Oh, the Deadly Dogs. Yeah, I have it on. I had it on one of my. I think the Pi or one of the emulators had Deadly Dogs on it.
Deadly Dogs. What is that?
Yeah, there's a hidden. I forgot how you have to do it. You have to hit like a reset button and hold down a couple something on one of the controllers. And in Dig Dug, it unlocks a game, and it's Tron Deadly Disc, but with the hot dogs from Diner and Burger Time, and they called it Deadly Dogs.
In Dig Dug, this happens.
It was on Dig Dug. Dig Dug.
Well, now I got to get Dig Dug on Intellivision. Dude, I actually been thinking about getting it because I've been getting all these Atari games on my Intellivision. Like recently, I picked this one up.
Yep, 4 and 7. You had to hold down.
Defender. Yep.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's really good Defender. And I'm like, what about Dig Dug? But it's expensive. And I was like, I don't know.
I happened to get it in a pickup. My buddy picked up a bunch of Atari games, and the guy had a box of like 10 Intellivision games, and he showed me, and they had Chip Shot, Super Pro Golf, Pac-Man, Centipede, Defender, and Dig Dug. I was like, just grab them. I was like, I'll buy them from you. And so he did, man.
And you got them in box and everything?
They're in like mint shape. I was so lucky. Wow. I was so lucky. Yeah, here's Dig Dug.
Yeah, let me see it. Let me see what the box looks like. Oh, wow. That's cool looking.
Right?
Is that's the original box?
Yeah. Look, it's like a beautiful shape.
I've never seen an Intellivision box that looks like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it was like the coolest thing I'd seen. And even as a sticker, they had to put over where it says for 1 player, because I guess it used to say for 2. And there's actually like a printed sticker that they put on all the boxes that's on there.
Huh.
I get it. Whoever worked that day wasn't putting them on very straight.
They didn't care. Yeah. Yeah, it's on
It's a variant.
Yeah, there you go.
You say it's a variant, but there's 3 variants. You can find it that still has for 1 or 2 player, or you can find it with the sticker that says for 1 player. And then in the last run they did, it does say for 1 player. So there's 3 variations of that box.
They actually are. I didn't know. I thought we were joking, but they're okay.
They actually are. Yeah. And the thing about those being made, you say whoever's putting the stickers on, that could have been Keith Robinson himself putting those stickers on. It was a pretty small scale operation.
Yeah. Some dude sitting there or you know what it was? It was a weekend job for the kids. Come on, kids. We're going to the office. Everybody's going to stick these things on these boxes.
Yeah. No, I was kind of lucky to get those. I mean, there's still a lot I need. I mean, a lot. But I'm getting to that point of the list of the expensive ones, and even some of the higher, like the Magics, like the Fathom and the Tropical Trouble, and
I think
Congo Bongo from Sega, and
have you seen Zaxxon on the Intellivision? I saw a video of that, and I was like, oh man, that version looks really good.
That's the other one. I'm sorry, that's the other one I got from Luke at IntellivisionCollector.com.
Flex.
It's Zaxxon. I forgot to take it off the shelf, but I have Zaxxon.
I got to get that one. I'm like you though, Chuck. I've gotten to a point where I'm like, man, this is getting pricey. Like some of these.
It only goes up.
Yeah.
Bourne says I could picture Papa Pete in a 20s and 30s gangster outfit.
That somebody asked about cost variations. I think the hardest one to get is either the box that says for 1 player, or the one that just says for 1 or 2 player only, still without the sticker, because I don't think it took them very long to find the problem and start to fix them. So those would be worth more than the ones with the sticker says for 1 player. That's the most common.
First edition television Dig
TV's Hasselhoff.
Super Pro game, Chip Shot Super Pro Golf. To me, is one of the best games they did. But I mean, that's just because I had it growing up. That's why. Later, guys and gals, I'm going to the Oculus for a warm beach simulator.
It's kind of addicting. Like when you get in there and you get like, you immerse yourself, and they have all these videos you can watch on YouTube that are like 3D, like not 3D, but 360-degree videos, but like, so you can like stand in your living room and look around and you're in Egypt or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's amazing. It's like since they're 4K videos, it looks pretty good. It's better than I thought it would be. I'm very impressed with the Oculus.
Ooh, I love this one. This is I get this every year. It's called Shiner Holiday Cheer.
Holiday Cheer
It's
from Shiner.
But it's brewed with peaches and pecans. And it's like I don't know, like a
peaches and pecans, huh?
It's really good, man. It tastes like
it's like from my hometown. Like my hometown, the two big things people grow is pecan trees are everywhere. Everybody has pecan trees, and there's peach orchards.
Dude, perfect. It's from jeez. My phone just went orchestration. It's from Spotel Brewing, Shiner, Texas.
Dude, I'm telling you, this has to be close to my hometown.
Yes.
Because that's all that is. And deer. There's deer. There's deer, pecan trees, and peach orchards.
John says, I gotta go. Hopefully there's no Amico controllers hiding in the tall grass. Well, they won't survive a lawnmower. That's the one thing. I was very disappointed that I can't play my Amico on the lawn right and cut the grass at the same time.
Well, the lawnmower
it has to be a limitation, right?
The lawnmower is the natural enemy of the Amico controller.
Well, John, you think that's bad? We're getting 3 inches of snow here tonight, so we don't have to worry about mowing the lawn anyway.
We had a little bit of snow this morning, and it sort of melted off, but then it started. I could see it getting colder, so like the slush, I was scraping off my walkways because I knew that it would just freeze solid and then get snow on it.
Yeah.
So I think tonight we're getting more.
It was 85 degrees here today.
85 degrees.
Let me guess, the sun was out too.
Oh yeah.
So you guys get sun over there, huh?
That's pretty much it.
I still remember you getting the snow last year though, and like it put your world to a standstill.
Dude.
Oh, that's right.
They make Texas for the sun. They don't make Texas for the snow. It's nothing that we have works with that.
We have to get at least a foot for it to slow anything down a whole lot.
Yeah, that's because y'all build for it though. Like,
no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, they just don't. It never happens, so they don't even account for it here. And of course, that means it's like our Achilles heel. Yeah,
you say our Achilles heel
because you have to have air conditioning, correct?
Oh God, yes.
Right. So you have heat pumps. You have heat pumps, correct?
Yeah.
Which if you need to turn them on for heat, you can do that.
Huh?
Like we have heat pumps here that are air conditioners in the summer, but they're heaters in the winter.
Huh?
Like if it's when it's
he's never heard of it. I bet he doesn't even have a heater
in the summer too, right? But it gets to be sometimes it's 20, 30 below in the winter. With the same heat pumps, heater houses that cool it, they just maintain the temperature at 70. So you're like now that you're getting the modern day heat as opposed to old time air conditioners, which just cooled. Yeah. You have heat pumps now. The heat pumps go in, they're $3 or $4 grand for a house, and then they regulate the temperature. So if you guys go have a freaking cold spell, they just heat your house.
Well, I don't know how they work. Okay, I'm not an engineer.
I would say so, but you don't have a source of heat in your house necessarily.
Well, I have little space heaters, and I have central air, so I have a heater.
Right.
You're saying you got like a furnace that also would heat if you needed to.
It's not a furnace.
Oh.
I don't know how it works.
Heat pump, yeah.
Yeah. It's what you said, and
it's
I
what
don't know
air
how.
conditions in the summer too, right?
We don't. Heat is weird for us. Like we don't want to know about heat in Texas. We're done with heat.
Like, yeah, you probably have way too much heat, right?
Like if it comes time to heat something up, we're just like lost. We're just clueless children stumbling through the darkness into the void. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick's saying it doesn't help with the roads. That's the big thing. You guys getting around because like here snows. I mean, we have snow tires. We have whatever, snow tires, and forget. As soon as it starts to get a little bit icy, all of a sudden the trucks are going spreading salt and sand everywhere. So,
well, in Texas,
down there,
in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they build their highways way up in the air. They all have these steep angles up and down.
Yep.
And if there's any ice at all, we're screwed.
Well, you're like,
it's you will always see if there's any snow or ice or anything on the news. They'll be running constant footage of 18-wheelers just sitting up in the middle of the sky, just sitting there because they can't move.
Wow.
Yeah.
Johnson, it started sprinkling there. Oh,
hey,
wow.
John got
they released from lawn duty. Freddie B says, Pete, do you have the box for Fathom?
I do, yeah. I actually have a shrink wrap copy that I was lucky enough to get from the Intellivision collector this summer.
What does that look like? Do you have it available?
I do. I can find it for you very quickly.
I would love to see
and
that.
I know Jan earlier, and I know Blitzkrieg was kind of answering a little bit too. Yeah, there's a lot of games that get expensive on Intellivision. Some get into the hundreds. Some of the top ones like Spiker and Stadium Mud Buggies get into the thousands. They went for a couple thousand, and that's going to be one of the last ones I get. Oh, look at how beautiful that looks. Here, let me put you on.
I'll just try to get the angle so it's not as little glare as possible.
That is a cool looking. Yeah. Oh, it's got the mermaid. I remember seeing that. Before.
And that's King Neptune's daughter caught in the trapped in the cage. That's where you're trying to rescue her, try to get the angle. But there's like the different scenes. You fly as a seagull, I think it is, through the air trying to capture things. Then you have to go through the sea to get down. You have to go to a volcanic island to get things, and blah 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 blah. I really am not super familiar with the game. We did not have it. I did not have it when I was younger. It was the one that I needed the last. It was the last Intellivision or a Magic title that I needed. So, what I know about it really is what I've read.
Yeah. Lance has got a good one, kind of trivia sort of question. What non-sports games on Intellivision use the Running Man? Well, I'll definitely say Night Stalker.
Yeah. Deadly Discs.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say Cloudy Mountain, but that's more of like a bow and arrow guy. It's not. He's a little different than just a regular Running Man, but
he's just pretty. I'd still qualify him as the Running Man. Would you?
So that would be
You can't count Activision stuff. You can't count Pitfall.
Right? No,
that's not. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, John got an Evercade with the premium pack Atari Data East Interplay. Yeah, I got that as well. I'm still waiting on my Intellivision one. I guess it was also delayed till like I think that's the one I got there, Pete. Unless that's not because I didn't get the Namco one. That was the first one.
Namco. Sorry,
that's the one John was talking about there. I was so glad I got this though because I looked at it and thought I'm a bit of too much of a collector, and I wanted the one with the.
How many Evercades do you have, Pete?
I have. That's first hand.
Oh, okay. The way I don't know something about the way you worded it. I was like, wait a minute, how many Evercades do you have?
No. What I'm a collector. I got every color. Of course, I've been eyeballing it forever because I enjoy the games. I've been enjoying watching OEB Pete and everybody. Retro Rich talk talk about the Evercade so much, and then when you get yours, Chuck, and even the fact that when you opened it, yours was broken, and how good they treated you getting you the new one, right?
Oh yeah, it was no problem. It was actually, I got the new one before I got they even got the one I sent back. So it was.
I saw that and I thought this is a company that really wants to put out a good product, and you could tell stuff. So I had always looked at that mega bundle on there because I thought I had to catch up. So I said the mega bundle, which I ordered and got, like the games come with it. You get the premium pack. plus the other 7 games is 8 here because I ordered all of our twins separate, where it's going to be discontinued in March. And of course, you get the pouch with it. So, but now the mega bundle is gone. You can no longer order that. So I was very happy to have done that because now basically I have all the games. Plus, I've still got this.
Ooh.
Oh, you have the VS? Oh, I didn't get that. I kind of wish.
Oh, there's Founders there. I haven't popped it open yet either. So when I want to sit down and play it, I'm going to open it up. So as a collector, it's a very reasonably priced system to try to get all the games for, right? But then they just announced all of a sudden, bang, 4 of them are going to be gone. 4 of them aren't going to be available after a certain point next year.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that Namco pack too.
Yeah.
That was one, and I paid, I think almost $70 for $60 because it was I had to find it that someone that had bought it because they stopped. They weren't selling it anymore. And then one of the stores on Amazon was selling it, or was it eBay or something? But I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, I got that in that wave right there. I think it's in that pack.
Rab says, Papa Pete ever missing in a Magic game? I cannot fathom. I'll quietly see myself out. Happy Monday.
Yeah.
Hi-yo!
Evercade looks fun, but I'm saving up for the Amico as the next console I buy. Yeah, I hear you there, man.
And that was kind of why I didn't jump the gun on the Evercade, because I mean that's about the same as what I still owe my Amicos. So it's like
because I
should I do this or should I wait? Well, I think we're good for at least a couple months. So now I think my next purchase of anything substantial is I'm waiting for the Amicos to come out because I have 2 of the Founders coming. So
I'm gonna be excited when my Intellivision collection finally arrives. Hopefully by January. I haven't seen an update on Amazon about it.
It shouldn't be very long because they're in this right here, right?
Oh, are they inside that?
They are, yeah.
See, well, I ordered mine obviously just the cartridge, so maybe that's.
And when they come out, they said like about the issues and stuff. Certain things come out first. Well, the first ones to be actually distributed were in the Founders editions themselves, and now you can still order them. But I think you're still waiting because obviously they have to catch up to you guys first who pre-ordered it.
Yeah, because I pre-ordered just I pre-ordered the arcade cart of Data East and the Intellivision collection, and that was right when they went on pre-order. And like I said, I'm still waiting on both those. But
I had a question for you.
I'm not going to freak out or anything.
I'll give you my answer too afterwards, and just in case I'm weird or something. But let me ask both you guys, because you've probably both pre-ordered. I know you have pre-order stuff in the past, including the Amico probably. But like whether it's the Evercade or the Intellivision one for the Evercade, at what point does pre-ordering something and waiting for it, what does it actually bother you? If you haven't gotten it yet.
I mean, I'm waiting on that I've been talking about it for a year, that Sorrow of Galdon Thor from Kai Magazine and or whoever else makes it. Yes. And I realized there's problems. I mean, the last couple of years have just been kind of crap, I understand. So no, it doesn't really ever bother me. Yeah. I guess if it went over 5 years or something, I would be I'd want to refund if thinking it's not coming out. But I mean, the last couple years, I think were a wash anyway. So I don't blame any company for. I'm almost over a year on that Intellivision homebrew. Yeah. We're a year and a half or 2 years, whatever, from Amico. Obviously that we know what's happening with that. So it doesn't really bother me. If I heard nothing, like no updates, no nothing, and it had been a few years, then I'd probably ask for my money back. Yeah. Which all these companies do anyways. Like I could get my money back.
Do you have any issues like that, Si, that you've done in the past? Like anything you pre-ordered, like outside of the obvious ones that we're all talking about now, but have you ever had anything you pre-ordered and then it just sort of?
Well, I mean, it depends if you're talking about like, I don't even think of like the Amico or an independent project or some kind of Kickstarter or something. I don't think of that kind of stuff as pre-ordering so much as like I'm supporting this I'm helping to make this happen, sort of thing. Like, to me, a pre-order is like, the new Call of Duty will be out, you know, don't forget to pre-order, you know.
That's a great point,
big, yeah.
I like that
that's
point.
Yeah, those get on my nerves for even existing. And yet I have pre-ordered a lot of that kind of stuff in the past. But no, if I'm supporting a project, if it takes longer or even like way longer, I mean, half of the fun is the anticipation, you know, like I've never been bothered by that kind of stuff. Like, oh, it's been too long now. What the hell did you expect was going to happen? You know, like,
oh, you're right. You guys are both like, I guess I'm not weird then, because I guess as long as I could sort of still check on something, I don't care. Because a lot about it is like, it's almost, sometimes I find it disappointing when something finally shows up because I haven't got anything to look forward to anymore.
Right.
You know, there's more like, you know, the Amico is like, none of that has bothered me in the least, because, oh my God, it's all right there. It's all right in front of you. You know what's going on. Who cares? It'll come. It'll be great when it comes. If it comes tomorrow, in a month's time, it'll be like, oh, well, what, you know, blah, blah, blah. What next? Other things. I mean, there's all kinds. The Founders Edition was delayed. What hasn't been delayed, mind you? Stuff everything. Like even Brett Weiss, you know, Brett Weiss and the books that he makes. Brett's from down in Fort Worth, Texas as well, right?
I've met Brett. He's a great dude. I love Brett. He's an awesome guy.
He's come on the channel with Jeff and I before, done interviews and stuff, and I've talked to Brett.
Yeah,
I've actually got a couple write-ups in the book that's coming out.
Really?
And he's kind of upset because the publisher, it's all through the publisher, the NES Omnibus Volume 2 is been delayed. It was delayed for a month or two, and now it's been delayed for another month or two, and he can't send it out. I don't care. Something else. The other guy in Texas. Look at Jay and Billy making the Game Chasers movie, right? I mean, they've been working on that for like 4 years or something like that, through all this stuff, through reshoots. I don't care, because guess what? They haven't disappeared.
Yeah.
I gave them $100 or whatever it is for the Blu-rays and stuff like that to help them to start. I don't care if they forget, as long as they're working on it. I don't care.
I will say this, Pete. Regarding the Amico, and I do feel like Chuck and I are kind of, we've played it, so we're like, we know for a fact it's a really good console. Like,
for sure.
We've played it. You haven't played it, and I'll give you all the credit in the world for being patient and optimistic, having not played it, because I can't really look at that situation objectively, because like I said, I've actually played the damn thing. But no, you're right. Like, these types of things, that comes with the territory. When you support independent projects, I mean, that's a rocky road, you know?
Yeah. Man, this is the thing though, is like, I listened to you guys who play it. No, I haven't played it, but do I have to play it to think or to see? All I have to do is look at the credibility of the people I hear talking the for and the against, and the ulterior motives behind those other ones. And it's like, screw that. I mean, that's stupid. It is. It's just moronic, really, in my mind. But so there's been nothing happen. I don't need to play it myself. It would have been great if I had been able to go down a couple weeks later in Boston. I would have gone down. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way, right? But none of that took away from, you know, all the things when I sit back and look at all the facts that are on the table, all the things that are going on. It's like any reasonable person should kind of feel the same way I do. I guess maybe that's narcissistic, but it's just the way.
How far away are you from Windsor?
Oh, Windsor, Jesus. It's about a 18-20 hour drive to your place.
Whoa. Oh, Lord.
Whoa.
Oh, God, yeah. But I'm 6
Wait, that's right. You're not
6 hours from Boston.
You're on what side of the, like, if this is the States, and I know you're just above, but what side? Are you closer to Washington on the side of California? You are closer to Maine over on the right side.
I'm 1,000 yards from Maine.
He's right next to Maine. Yeah.
I'm 6 hours north of Boston. I'm 6 hours north of Boston. That's why Boston was me to go, right? But I just the things hadn't changed for.
So you're probably about 14, 15 hours. Because I'm about a little over 8 hours from Boston.
Oh, okay, yeah. If I go through the states,
but still, that is a lot.
You're right. You're right. It's 16 hours Toronto the Canadian way, and I think that's probably an old figure. Highways have changed quite a bit since then. So no, I would.
That was back in the horse and buggy days.
Long friggin' drive. Back when I was in high school, there weren't any cars yet. Henry Ford had just created that automobile.
Back when you had to worry about.
used to use a stone, and I would turn it with a stick,
yes.
and I'd ride on the top of it.
Called the vehicle,
like the BC's Quest for Tires. That was me. I just stood on the stone.
We've recently discovered this thing called a horse. I don't know.
Well, that's before horseless carriages that are called vehicles. Yeah.
Ooh. I'll tell you, I'm not an engineer, Chuck. I don't know these.
Yeah, you're not an engineer. You don't know.
No, I'm not near you, Chuck. Not near Windsor.
Well, I was just saying because I was letting Tommy know that if he wanted to do something in Michigan, I could hook it up. There's quite a few gaming places, arcades. There's actually a nice FOP hall that I could actually rent out and just maybe give away free tickets to families, have them come try it. Yeah. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind anything in kind of like by me. I'd be so down to host something as well. But yeah, because it's fun. But regardless, even if I never played it, I think I'd still be in the same mindset. It's not like I needed to. It was cool to do it and have the opportunities to do it, but
yeah.
But I will say that, like, if you play it, there's something to be said for knowing for sure, until you play the Miko.
Take care of yourself, Michael, man. Glad to see you there.
Until you actually have a chance to play, you're always gonna in the back of your mind be like, what is this? Is it what I want it to be? Is it as good as I think it is? I hear what my friends are saying, but it's like movies. Like sometimes a friend will tell you a movie's good and you watch it and you're like, so you're not sure, and for that reason, I do feel a little guilty, because guys like you, Pete, have really hung in there and been patient. And I don't know how patient. I mean, I think I would be patient, but I don't know. Maybe I might be a little less friendly about the whole thing.
Can I add something else into that, just sort of about patience, to tie it back into the original Intellivision a little bit, as well as since Keith Robinson put the very first Intellivision Lives website up online, and we found it like in 1995, 96, whatever it was. And I mean, I've been waiting and watching for Intellivision things to come out all along. I've wanted to play these Intellivision games. Yeah, I played the original system, some, but I always was looking for new things to happen in the Intellivision, watching the website, downloading those little 3-packs of games that you used to be able to play on your PC, but never be able to play all the Intellivision Lives for the Xbox and stuff, never be able to play them right with the controller. So I've been waiting for an Intellivision product to come out for about 30 years.
Same here.
So when this all sort of happened with Keith passing, the immediate thought, because they had come out with the flashback, there was going to be maybe a flashback too. The flashback was okay. What could be better? At least the flashback had the controller. That was so amazing that it had the controller. So maybe we'll get something new. And when he passed away, I can still remember hearing the day he passed away, Keith Robinson died. And I thought, what the blaze is going to go on there? And then listening to the podcast afterwards, because I had already found the podcast by this time. It was 16 or 17. And hearing Tommy on there, and Tommy made that statement that, because he had been on the podcast many times. I'd already heard him on there. I knew he was a television guy, a video game guy, blah, 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 blah. Didn't know anything about him buying Intellivision. But he made the statement that those of us who love the Intellivision have to keep it together and make sure that we continue the work that Keith's done on this for 20-some years, which he had. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't 3 or 4 months later or 5. I don't know how long it was. It wasn't much later. They announced Tommy had bought the thing and they announced that the Amico was coming. And so away we go. It's like I've been waiting all that time. So that's 2017, 18. Great. It sort of developed. They pre-sold them. This is all just a blip. I mean, someday it'll happen, and it'll be great when it does. And I'm not gonna,
You should change your name to Saint Pete or Patient Pete. Patient Pete.
Anticipation is a lot. And here's the bottom line is I already know this. The Amico is going to come out, and what I want out of the Amico is to play the original games. I want to call up Cyrus one night and say, Cyrus, let's have a game of baseball. And you and I can sit on our Amico and play a game of original Intellivision baseball or World Championship baseball or any of those games. And you and I could play head-to-head with you being in friggin' Texas and me being in New Brunswick, Canada. And at the end of the line, when this system comes out in 2 or 3 months, I'm still going to be waiting for that. And that's okay too. Because he's already said it's going to be a year after release before we get anything like that. So here's hoping.
Well,
Sea Battle.
I'll tell you what, like, I think for a while there, a lot of us were kind of like, man, is this really going to happen? Like we're starting to get like concerned, you know? And but the past few weeks, I really just from what I've seen come out of the Intellivision YouTube channel and their posts that I've seen on Facebook and around, and just things that I've heard talked about. Yeah, this is happening, man. We're in that home stretch, and it's really about to become reality. And I can only imagine, Pete, how you feel about it, because like I said, you've hung in there for quite a while. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be one of those things though, where you get it and then you're like, well, I got it. Now what? I think there's so much to be had from it. You know, we're going to be spending quite a bit of time just exploring what the thing has, even just the pack-in titles, let alone the other box games that have come out. And then, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities waiting for us. So
it's going to be so hard. Remember, we finally get it. A lot of people are going to have 14 games to play.
It's a lot of games, man. It actually is a
lot of games.
That's why I kept saying to people, I was like, because they're like, well, what about this game? And what about and I'm like, guys, there's a lot of games already. Like, because you hear people say things like, there's no games. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's a ton of games. Like, it hasn't even come out. Let it come out.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, Nintendo 64 released with 2 games.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
What was it? Was it Mario 64 and
Pilot Wings?
Pilot Wings, yeah.
Pilot Wings. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I still to this day, and trust me, I had an N64, got it, thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But if I go back to it now, it does not hold up for me at all. Like, I have zero nostalgia.
Really?
I sold one of my units, and I have one left, but I'm like, I'm never going to play this thing, you know. But then I'm holding on to it, though, because you never know, you know.
Well, it's funny how that happens. Like, some systems, like, it's different for everybody, right? Some systems you develop nostalgia, and some you don't. Some you're like, some mine's in the other room. I can't get it right now. Flex.
That's the key. It's always the trick to be able to pull it out without getting out of your seat.
This is right. I know. I had to reach.
You guys are lucky I came on. Otherwise, you'd have no one to flex to. But no, I just think it's fascinating how, like, we get nostalgic about some things and others we don't. You know, and I don't know what it is. It maybe it's just the time period in your life, you know, when you were exposed to it. You know, when it became like a thing for you, or I don't know. There's probably a billion reasons for that sort of thing. I don't know. But I love the N64, dude, and I will not hear your heresy. You know, how dare you speak ill of the N64 in any form, fashion, or
Are you gonna make a ton of videos parodying?
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm gonna get ready for the hour-and-a-half exposed video about you, Chuck. How dare you, sir?
I love those. Keep them coming, everyone. All the haters, keep them. Or I shouldn't call you that, but keep them coming. Throw me on whatever you want.
Alex McCracken is coming for that ass.
I probably don't get anything said about me, and if I do, I would never notice in a million years. Nick made a really good point there a minute ago, but about the cost and stuff like that. And I get a kick out. I still to this day, I sit there and think, oh my god, these people saying it's expensive. It's like it's not expensive. Gays were expensive in 1980. The television in 1980 was $50 more than the nickel is today. In $1980, it was like $1,200. People
I think my mom
$250 an hour.
Yeah, my mom was. How did my mom buy us a television? How did we have that? How was that even possible?
My dad got it when it was $200, I think, because they had like a rebate or something going on. And I remember him bringing it home, and like to buy a $200 system was a big thing in like 81 or 80 or whenever it came.
Amazing.
And I remember him coming home and he set it on top of that. We had obviously had a giant floor standing wood TV, and he set it on top of the box, on top of the TV. He goes, "We got an Intellivision. It's better than Atari." And he goes, "You do not touch this. This costs $200. That was big, A
lot of money.
He goes, "Unless we are home, you do not turn this on, nor do you pick it up." Well, eventually it just pretty much turned into my thing,
Yeah.
But
you
my
proved
dad
that you
was
could
the
use
one that
it.
started it.
You proved that you could use it responsibly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's all.
Well,
I wouldn't say responsible.
You weren't putting peanut butter sandwiches in the cartridge slot. Let's put it that way.
You're right.
Chuck's like, no, I definitely didn't do that.
Maybe I should try fixing one like that. I heard that helps. Do you want to hear something super funny? Whatever. They're not going to watch this program. So I didn't realize that Kraft joystick that I did the tech thing with. I don't know if you saw that, where I smashed the peanut butter and jelly sandwich inside of it.
No, when did you do this?
I have a series called DJC Does Tech, and it always ends up with me shoving food inside something, which is stupid. I just thought it would be funny. And so I had like one of those Atari computer. It was the Kraft brand, like they look like they're probably yellowed a bit, and it's just a joystick. Well, I bought a bunch at the flea market, so I listed a bunch of them on eBay, like literally a year ago. Totally forgot about them because none of them sold. So I do the whole video and I fill this thing with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after taking it apart and pretending to clean it all carefully. And that's like the punchline of the video. So of course it gets thrown out in the garbage afterwards. So literally on Christmas, I get a message from eBay. It goes, "You need to ship this. It's been purchased." And it was the Kraft joystick. I go, "I don't think they're going to want that."
Wow.
So I had to email the person and go, "Oh, I apologize. This is no longer in stock." AKA had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich shoved inside of it and closed it back up.
That was just a fluke.
You should have emailed them. Sandwich. Congratulations. Your joystick also comes with a bonus peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Dude,
you're welcome.
They had no extra charge.
Yeah, right, Ted. Even then, $200 was not. Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Dude,
like 400.
My first job that I had, and
900.
I know. I think I'm the youngest of this trilogy, believe it or not. Even though I look like I'm the oldest. My first job was in like 1995, and I worked at McDonald's, and I think I made $4 an hour. So. Can you imagine in the 80s? What was the minimum wage in the 80s?
Oh, man.
Or, I'm sure my mom wasn't making minimum wage, but a decent wage in the 80s was probably minimum wage in the 90s, I don't know. I think my mom got ours on consignment. I think that's how she was able to do it. Because coughing up like $300 because that's what it cost when she bought it. She told us. That's ridiculous. Ugh. Yeah,
right.
A refrigerator was like $300 back then.
Yeah,
that was a lot of money.
Televisions were expensive, like around like that too.
So televisions were way more than that. Televisions were like $1,000, $1,500. Yeah, televisions used to be ridiculously expensive. unless you got a black and white TV like what we got. You know, we all. Who all's in the black and white TV club? Come on, put it right here.
Oh,
yeah. No, and this is a good point. Like, it was always a family console. It eventually made its way like it was always sitting on the middle part of our couch, you know, because we had like a love seat and a couch. And so my dad would always sit this part of the couch, and the center cushion was the Intellivision, and there was a space on the other side. So but it was never like put away for like, I think a couple years at least. It sat always on that center part of the couch because we had all the electrical ran behind down, tucked through the carpet along the wall to the TV. And then we had it plugged in over the back of the couch. So even if we had like someone over, all we do is move it to the end table next to the couch. Like, it was, the Intellivision was always hooked up, and all we had to do is turn it to channel 3 and flip the switch. That was it, you know. And I think I understand that. Like, I totally understand where Tommy says it's like, this is part of your family, and because it was always there. It was like, well, there's nothing to do. Well, I'm going to turn on the Intellivision, you know, like I'm going to play auto racing, or my dad would play I'm going to play AstroSmash. He loved playing AstroSmash. Or me and him would play baseball, and he'd scream at me because I'd steal bases, and you know, but it's, I don't know. I'm all for it. I really am. I'm still all for it. Red fist bumps.
Well, you know, I think it's cool that, you know, we all have found something that we can share that is relevant today as much as it was back then because of the new Intellivision coming out. You know, it's not just a retro thing for us. It's a current thing for us as well. And I think that's cool that we all have this shared enthusiasm for this thing. And I hope that everybody, even if you don't like Intellivision or you don't like the Amico, I hope everybody finds something like that because it's really cool to be able to have friends where you can share things like that.
Yeah, I just like, you know, to have something you like, and doesn't mean everybody has to like it, but don't trash someone for their joy of loving something.
You know, I don't mind people. If people want to trash things, fine, but do that in your house. Don't come to other people's house and do that. You know, it's really rude. That's the only part of it that really still kind of gets in my craw, as they say, is like, you come to my house and you start telling me what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, dude, you've got a house. Go to your house. You know, I don't know.
Ted makes a great point here too. He goes, I had so much fun playing Intellivision golf with my grandpa. I didn't care about the game that much. It was spending time with grandpa. Yeah, you know,
that's nice.
That's great. And like that's, my dad used to play a ton of golf with my uncle and whoever would come over. They'd pull all the kitchen chairs into the living room and sit it in front of that giant wood TV. And they put the console on one of the chairs, and those cords didn't stretch too far. That was such a weird design, by the way. But but they didn't stretch too far. So like that, everybody had to be there, and then they'd have to pass the controllers off for 4 players for bowling and golf.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to put my Intellivision on. The color TV said, I used to hear this all the time is that if you hook up the Intellivision, it would ruin one of the stations or would ruin that was so untrue. But
dude, there was such.
It said, look at how bad the picture is on this TV since we hooked up the Intellivision.
There was such superstition about video games when they first came out.
Oh yeah,
people were like, oh, I don't. No, that'll blow up the TV, and you gotta don't sit within. You got to get at least 6-7 feet away because.
Burn-in was real. You could really burn something into a screen back then.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't going to happen while you were playing the game.
You'd have to have
it. You turned it on, left it on, and sat there for like 3 days.
Yeah,
I had a friend that I was going to take. I don't remember what game, probably an NES, over to his house, and his dad was like dead serious, like, you are not bringing that thing in my house. Like, he's like, if you hook that up to my TV, it will ruin my TV. And we were just like, okay.
That's like the news of the day, always exaggerating everything for effect and for ratings, right? Because that was the story. Oh, they could destroy. Yes, they did destroy TVs. If you want a television in a store and put the game on it and let it sit there for 6 months, when you turned off the game, finally it was burnt into the screen.
Yeah.
But day-to-day use didn't do it, for Christ's sakes. But of course, that's not a good story. So, anyway, sorry.
Hey, Scallywag.
Hey, Scallywag. There's another guy from up in this part of the woods right there.
Cool.
Scallywag.
Scallywag. I got to start doing voiceovers for everybody. So I want to do Papa Pete. Papa Pete. I got to come up with like a whole intro for you.
You're watching.
There you go.
Papa Pete.
Welcome to the galactic center of the universe. This is Papa Pete. Something like that.
Well, anyways, I appreciate everyone. I'm going to call it. I appreciate everyone coming in chat and talking. And yeah, it's always a good time, man. And that's why I love Intellivision. I love the classic. And I think this year I'm really going to start to try to finish the rest of my collection up to a certain point when I can afford and really get going on those homebrews for sure.
Yeah, Chuck, I got to see some footage. You got to figure out a way.
I am modding. I am going to hopefully right after New Year's, I'm going to take the Intellivision in my shop and open it up. I'm still waiting. I should be receiving that mod kit soon. It's coming from overseas. So I'm sure that sometime this week, I think I'm supposed to get it. So
I'm excited.
I'm going to be super, super stoked to do that.
I can't wait to see some of the stuff. You got some amazing games. I really would like to see that.
Ram says I had to rub my feet and discharge a shock before connecting the TV. Urban myth, probably not. No. That's
just
funny.
like rub my feet on the floor. Oh. Shot cat.
That cat loves you. I've been watching.
So it's going always like.
The cat just stares at Pete with these longing looks of adoration. That cat is all about Pete.
That cat's about to move.
That's so great. Well, thanks everyone. We will see you next week. Take care.